We're in. Good evening everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Tuesday the 4th of February 2025 and tonight we're heading to South Tyneside for South Shields versus Hereford FC in the National League North. So just in the clubhouse at the ground now and going into this evening's game, South Shields are currently in 14th place in the National League North table. Just haven't really been able to get a proper run of form going this season. I think the situation they're in now is that they've probably got far too much in them to go down, but at the same time it's probably too much of an ask for them to mount any realistic playoff push from this point. But as for Hereford, they are in 9th place and only 3 points out from the playoffs, so this is quite an important game for them tonight. And I think while we're on the subject of Hereford, it has to be said, a massive fair play to any of their fans that are coming to this game tonight, because one, it is a hell of a long way on a Tuesday night, and two, this game was obviously meant to be played about a month or so ago on a Saturday, but it was called off due to the weather, so a lot of their fans will have had plans in place for the original game, then not being able to commit to this one tonight. So honestly, fair play to any Hereford fan that does come to this game tonight. God knows what time they're going to get home tonight, so it's going to be an interesting game, this one tonight, I reckon. I think the problem for South Shields is they've never seemed to be able to beat sides by maybe like a 1-0 or a 2-1 or something like that. They always seem to have to score like 3 or 4 just to be sure of 3 points in a match, which is probably something that they've seriously got to address. I mean, I know over the last few years they have had quite a big rise up the leagues, and I think a lot of people maybe realistically expected it to slow down once they reach this kind of level, because the cut and dry of it is they were always going to start running into sides that could financially match them, and so yeah, I'm not really surprised that they maybe are going to have quite a few years at this level. I think it's been well documented that the club is up for sale as well, but credit to Jeff Thompson, he is still sticking by it until a suitor is found, and obviously the amount of time that it is taking, he's not willing to sell it to someone that could be potentially a massive burden to the football club. So that's going to be an interesting development over the next few years or so. But as we said tonight, I think for South Shields, even at this point when we're only in the early stages of February, the rest of the season is probably just about maybe gaining some momentum to take into the next campaign. Well, for Hereford, still within arm's length for the playoffs, it is very much an important game for them tonight, and I'm sure their fans would greatly appreciate a good performance and result, having travelled all this way. So we're already at Moriners Park, so let's just find out how it all unfolds. So the team's warming up. South Shields are getting ready in front of us, going to be in claret and blue this evening, and Hereford are getting ready just over there. I think going to be in their white home strip with black shorts. Anyway, I will see you when the players are coming out the tunnel and ready to start the match. in. Half time, South Shields 0, Hereford FC 0. I am bloody cursed at night games at the minute, aren't I? Already had 3 goalless draws since the turn of the year, and the one night game on to where there was goals. From my point of view, let's just say that game was a bit of a disaster anyway. But in terms of that first half, yeah, I think for the most part, South Shields have had the better of it. Paul Blackett really should have hit the target when he raced clean through one-on-one. He had all the time in the world to think about what he was going to do, but unfortunately for him, he dragged it wide. Hereford, they've been, I'd say, relatively well organised, and they have had a couple of decent half chances themselves, but nothing sort of massively of note. But you can see why they're maybe there or thereabouts in terms of the playoffs. They are pretty well structured, and I think the points for them tonight won't be too bad a result, obviously, as we say, for the South Shields. Even at this stage, the games are gradually becoming dead rubbers, but they'll maybe want to sort of press home some of the chances that they have missed, and if they do go on and not win this game, then they'll probably be kicking themselves for the sum of for being so wasteful in the final third, really. But still another 45 minutes, and from a neutral perspective, hopefully in this one there will be a goal. 4 minutes of added time at the end of this game. 4 minutes. Oh, save. See how much time we'll actually have. We've got to be quick. Too late. Full-time South Shields 0, Hereford FC 1, and that is a really big result for Hereford, as it puts them just 1 point now outside of the playoff places, and it's that sort of game that can make a real difference in the long run, isn't it? It wasn't a classic as games of football go, but one thing that we can say is that pretty much every Hereford player worked bloody hard for each other there tonight. They really did put a shift in, and if I was a Hereford fan, I'd be absolutely buzzing on the back of that. Off the back of that, I know they've obviously got a very long journey home. I had a look at just how far away Hereford is from South Shields' ground before the game started, and I worked out if you factor in a stop and that kind of thing, it'll be maybe getting on 3 o'clock in the morning before the Hereford fans do get home tonight. So honestly, fair play to them, and I think that game tonight showed exactly why both teams are where they are. The Hereford had the know-how to get a result out of a game like that, whereas South Shields quite simply didn't, to be quite honest. And the thing for South Shields is they've just had a bit too many games like that this season, and that kind of sums up why they are where they are. I mean, they might have a couple of spells, they've maybe had a couple of spells throughout the course of the season where they've won maybe two or three on the bounce, but they've probably had too many spells where they've not won a good 4 or 5, maybe even 6 on the bounce, and yeah, they're really not in the best of form at this moment in time. As I said, first half I thought they looked okay and were maybe somewhat unlucky not to be ahead, but second half they had that chance early on where they took the shot from range and it went wide, but after that they just looked totally devoid of ideas. They just really struggled against a pretty well drilled Hereford side. So for me, I don't think, in quite a lot of ways, I don't think you can really have many complaints over the final result there tonight. I think, as we said, it probably did in some ways, that game probably did show why both teams are where they are, why Hereford are up there and challenging for a playoff spot, and why South Shields are heading for a pretty mediocre season, if we're being flippant about it. But yeah, it is what it is, and well done to Hereford tonight. As I said, for the shift that they put in alone, I thought they probably just about deserved it. But that is that for this video, and I'll be back on Friday night with some Northern League Division 2 action. It is Horden Community Welfare versus Washington. So until then, take care, cheers for watching, see you later.